I got two souls in front of me where the last thing either of them want to do is break each other's hearts. Something I keep hearing as well is they're seeing your name everywhere. They're seeing your name everywhere. They're seeing signs about you, numbers about you. And something that's so beautiful about this connection is, see, both of you are spiritual. I'm noticing in looking in your past relationships, a theme I'm seeing is you either dated people who really weren't spiritual at all, or maybe they were, but they weren't. You couldn't talk to them. You couldn't really talk to them about the inner workings of this universe. There was always kind of like this disconnect with past relationships. That's just something that, it's not that they would judge it or anything, it wouldn't make sense to them. Those are things that you can't make a person understand. They have to do their own research. They have to get to that own point of their spiritual journey. But both of you did it. You did that to yourself. Like, you both chose to go through the dark night of your soul, to go through multiple forms of ego death, to find yourself. Okay? And the both of you, loyalty, trust, honesty are the most important things. I'm telling you right now, if you're all in for this person, they're all in for you. We are utilizing the Good Omens Tarot deck today. I haven't used this in a while. But there's something. Now I'm seeing swans. Both white and black swans. Interesting. Are a big sign. So that could be a yin-yang as well. And apples. Interesting. Apples are a sign as well. What is Spirit wanting you to know about this connection? It looks like the masculine. Your focus is... Okay, I see the masculine's wondering if he's done anything to be like too open, talk too much. I can already tell it's a no, but I understand why you're parasite. And it looks like the feminine, what she's needing the most is gentle strength from this person. We'll dive into exactly what that means. Gentle strength. It just feels like this feminine has definitely had some partners with like yelling issues. I don't know why I can't channel away that feeling of like a scream. So now let's dive more into that question about, have either of you made the other person feel overwhelmed by being too open? See, that's the thing. There is no way for this connection to not have intense moments. You made the right decisions. Everything you two have talked about up to this point and forward has been a guided moment. See, this is where both of you, that sense of fear of saying too much is coming into play. You've had partners or situationships in the past where as soon as you started talking about the things that really matter, they would close up because they were not looking for that type of connection. But repetition made you start to think that you were too much, too emotional, etc. And that's just not the truth. You learned absolutely how to balance through all of those dynamics, but this person makes you see clear as day. You were never too much. You would have settled for those people. If you two didn't listen to those hunches to have those serious conversations or talk about sharing and expressing to yourself, then that would have been what shot you in the foot, made it to where this could not have happened. You have listened to the calls. See, the other timeline, if you wouldn't have had these conversations, taking these leaps of faith again, I'm hearing there would have been a close off. You hit the point where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna be myself. I'm not gonna be afraid of using too many emojis. I'm not gonna be afraid of writing too long of a text message. I'm not gonna be afraid of giving all of this expression. Neither of you are afraid of your expressions. And that's been easy for you to do regarding things that aren't romantic connections. But opening up your heart to a romantic connection is a different story. Spirit is letting you know you have not said too much. There have been times where both of you felt the energy elevating. You see, when you're ascending, it is not like this whimsical feeling, and you're just getting like, you know, a gentle breeze and being pulled. No, they like fucking grab and yank you out. That's what it feels like to ascend. It's not the most comfortable feeling. So right now, stand up to that parasite. So do not be afraid of speaking. Do not be afraid of sharing and expressing about yourself. In fact, I'm hearing the more that you are willing to talk about yourself, they're feeling comfortable to bring up new conversations. Now, let's dive into that sense where that feminine needs a gentle strength from their counterpart. Their past relationships have been filled with immaturity. Individuals that at the beginning would love bomb, gaslight, almost presenting a plant to somebody. All I see is like, think about having a plant that's dying in your hand. It's not like all the way there. It's the beginning parts, and it's a pretty big plant, so it'll take time to get all the way up, but you can see the plant's dying, and you choose to give it to somebody like a gift. That was kind of the energy of the past relationships your person has had. It's like they were giving them something, but not acknowledging that it was almost like an expiration date on it. And they've learned from this. They can see clear as day the signs of immaturity. They don't expect perfection, but something this person needs is a partner that thinks before they speak. A partner that understands the volume of their voice. Okay? Because there's absolutely something about trauma with loud voices, slamming, etc. You know, there's a difference between if like you're happy and you're just like a really loud person and you're laughing loud, and you know, there's a different vibe with that. But once it gets into a more serious state, a state where you're having to talk about some serious things and make sure that it doesn't turn into an argument, that time, being calm, paying attention to the vibrato of your voice, the facial expressions will be so imperative and important. They want to feel like they can own that Empress energy. Just be, just exist, just love, just nurture. They felt, oh, wow. Okay, so they've had past relationships where, oh, wow. They've had past relationship where they felt like they were almost the mom or dad, etc. of their past partners. And that's not the Empress energy they were wanting. That's not what they were looking for. They were like, the Empress energy they were looking for is that sense of them receiving nurture, being paired with the Empress, with their Emperor. Okay, something you will show this person without you even realizing it is that they don't need to take weight off your shoulders. They had so many relationships where they felt responsible for the other person's happiness, and that's not how it is. You're in charge of your own happiness. The other person is in charge of their own happiness, and you come together and you're supportive factors in each other's life. With that all being said, they are not wanting to sway away from topics that need to be talked about. They don't want things like sugar-coated. It's just presenting in a way where their nervous system can stay in control. And now it's going into that loyalty part as well. See, both of you, you're individuals that you don't like to juggle around a ton of relationships, okay? They need somebody that when there's a misunderstanding that happens, you don't let it fester, you don't let it sit. You talk. You turn that energy of dullness into motivation, into a glow, into a shine. This person sees you as complete wish fulfillment. It looks like this person already thinks very long term about you too. It's not a sense of pressure. It's not a sense of trying to make something. It's that inner knowing. It's surrendering to source. It's surrendering to, this is something that I have manifested, and I will not let fear or other people get in the way. Something I feel that they are juggling with in their head is about how you two would be able to balance time together. So you probably both have very busy schedules. You're successful people. There could even be a form of like a long distance dynamic here. Or if you do live in a general area of each other, your schedules clash, like the energy of being in a long-distance relationship. Remember, collective, you take what resonates. The next time you two see each other in person, you're going to have a conversation about how you really can make time for each other that's almost like on a schedule. And that's another thing. This person, they like knowing what's going to happen. They like having stability with exciting moments, is a better way to put it. Knowing a generalness of consistency, what is going to be happening, builds a level of comfort and trust. But then the exciting moments of random dates, or I was thinking of you, so I picked up this, or I was thinking of you, so I decided to make this food, or all of those little surprises are totally different. But being able to make a general schedule of how much you'll be able to see each other, when, where, etc., is going to be really important. But I see balance. I do see you two being able to more than make this work. Don't let the parasite try to squeeze in anywhere. These are two people that I've... And now I'm getting another past life. There's something about Salem. That is like the third or fourth, I believe, for this collective, I've channeled another past life. 3 or 4. Something I'm feeling about this past life is how you always looked out for each other. That's also why you feel another sense of, it's like an inner knowing trust with this person almost. From the moment you laid eyes on each other. You know, feelings and certain realizations, it took time, but that moment, the instant you guys saw each other, you looked into their eyes, and they looked into yours, there was this sense of like, I know you. And I already feel comfortable, but in the weirdest way, because I already feel comfortable with you, that makes me feel uncomfortable. It just took them getting to know your human self for it all to catch up, and vice versa with you. So Spirit says this is a green light. Enjoy your time together. This is a beautiful summer together. I'm hearing you guys are going to have a lot of crazy moments, like in the best of ways. A lot of emotional moments in the best of ways. Passionate moments in the best of ways. And roller coaster bumps, realistic roller coaster bumps that you'll get through with no problem together. This is continuing to flourish. That's what I got for you today. If you're interested in a personal reading with yours truly, go to my website, offprintmint.com. That is linked in all of my social media platforms. And I also have a lot of other available services too if you'd like to check them out. That's what I got for y'all today, and I'll see you when I see you. Let's get it.